Today we'll be visiting Canyon de Chelly, which is a national monument that happens to be on Navajo land. It is in the northeast corner of Arizona near a town called Chinle, C-H-I-N-L-E, and that's where we're going to take off from and land when we return. Reflecting one of the longest continuously inhabited landscapes of North America, Canyon de Chelly preserves ruins of the indigenous tribes that lived in the area, from the ancestral Puebloans, formerly known as the Anasazi, to the Navajo. There are two well-known canyons in the monument. One is Canyon de Chelly, and the other is Canyon del Muerto, and we will be visiting Canyon del Muerto first. Not many people ask to visit Canyon del Muerto, which is considered an evil spot, where in 1825 massacre took place. And it was there that the Spanish soldiers mercilessly killed 25 Navajo women and children without a second thought. The official word that followed from the Spanish is that they also killed 90 Navajo warriors in the same attack, as if fighting the men somehow justified killing the women and children. However, the Navajo claimed the able-bodied men were all out hunting at the time, making this evil massacre a horrible, despicable act that will never be forgotten. The Navajo had their dwelling in a cave in the canyon wall. After the 1825 event, the cave has been known as Massacre Cave. Canyon del Muerto appears ahead of us both to the left and the right. We're now headed over to the main canyon, Canyon de Chelly, and we'll be flying over it. We've been fortunate enough to have visited Canyon de Chelly in person on 2 occasions. The first time we visited, we took the road that goes around the rim of the canyon on both the north and south side and has viewpoints where you can look down inside the canyon. And the second time we went down into the canyon, and in order to do that, you have to have a Navajo guide, and we shared a Navajo guide with another couple and had a really, really great visit down inside the canyon. Chinle Wash is an arroyo which is a tributary to Chinle Creek to the north. Its name is derived from the Navajo word meaning where the waters come out. And that's because at the confluence of Canyon del Muerto and Canyon de Chelly, that's where the source of the water is that feeds the Chinle Wash. The Chinle Wash trends northwest until its confluence with Laguna Creek, where it forms Chinle Creek 7 miles north of Navajos, Arizona. There are many old Navajo dwellings down inside of Canyon de Chelly. One of the most notable is called the White House, not because the house is white, but because the backdrop is a part of the canyon wall which is white, like it had been painted. Canyon de Chelly is entirely owned by the Navajo Tribal Trust of the Navajo Nation. It is the only National Park Service unit that is owned and cooperatively managed in this manner. There are about 40 Navajo families who live down in Canyon de Chelly. Oh, and I should mention that Canyon de Chelly is one of the most visited national monuments in the United States. So why, you ask, isn't this place called Canyon de Chelly? I mean, that's the way it's spelled. Well, Chelly is a Spanish borrowing of the Navajo word shay, Tsey, which means canyon, or literally inside the rock. So it appears that the shay was as close as they could come to the Navajo shay. Life isn't real easy for those 40 families living down in Canyon de Chelly. There is no water. Water has to be brought in. I suppose if there's water in the Chinle wash that you can wash your clothes in it, but you probably shouldn't drink it. And there is no electricity, so they have generators or do without. When we were down in the canyon, we did see a hand washing machine, the old wringer type that you would crank by hand. It actually belonged to our guide's grandmother. Well, we'll be turning to the right soon and heading back for the Chinle airport, and we'll call this thing done. Well, I believe that's the airport runway I see ahead of me. As of September 9th, 2020, Canyon de Chelly National Monument is closed until further notice due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, that was a one bouncer, but I did keep it on the runway.